Howdy, my name is Fallout, and everything on my channel is awesome. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and hit the like button on today's video. Great appreciation to those who do. Today I want to tell you about a Guardian I ran into during, I think, the last Iron Banner. As a content creator, I meet great people all the time, but I rarely have people leave a mark through their gameplay alone. I think it was one of maybe 3 or 4 times I'd run into a true specialist while playing Destiny, meaning that they really specialized in a particular weapon or playstyle that typically you don't see a ton. And not only that, they were using it really well. At the time, I actually wasn't sure if he was playing legit or maybe even cheating. Thankfully, he found me later on Twitter, and I had a chat with him about his really wild PvP build that you 100% should try out on your own. But before we get going, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Opera GX, a browser designed specifically for gamers. Help enhance performance on your rig when gaming with your browser open and get rid of lag while listening to music and playing your favorite games. Keep a lot of tabs open without your browser bringing down your gaming experience. Other browsers like Chrome aren't optimized for that, and you're going to drag your PC performance down if you keep a lot of tabs open. With Opera GX, you can manually limit the CPU or RAM you want to let your browser use, and you can limit the network bandwidth used by Opera GX to up performance in games and streams. Worried about switching browsers? Don't be. Opera GX is equipped with an easy import tool that'll let you import all your settings from your previous browser to GX, like browsing history, bookmarks, and cookies. On top of that, Google Chrome extensions are compatible with Opera browsers. Go to the Chrome Web Store and install any extension you want. It all works with Opera GX. Opera GX is also on mobile, and it can be connected to the desktop version. Don't waste any more time with other browsers. Download Opera GX today for free by using my link down below in the pinned comment and in the video description, and thank you again to Opera GX. Alright, back to the content. So at the time, I'd been getting into SMGs and PvP, which I still really recommend doing, by the way. I was actually grinding Iron Banner to try and get a 5 out of 5 God roll multi-mock. I have a 4 out of 5 roll, and it's really damn good. But I was using Shayra's Wrath, another top tier primary, and we ran into a Guardian rocking a sidearm and a trace rifle. And yeah, sure, I've seen plenty of people use sidearm in PvP. My boy True Vanguard is a big lover of Traveler's Judgment and the Peace Bond. The fellow in Iron Banner though, Paulo, was using Lonesome, the old Gambit sidearm, which I really don't see too much of these days. He'd paired it together with the Wave Splitter, and at first I thought he was deliberately trying to troll me. Didn't really matter though, because it was working. I want to say that in more of half of our 1v1 gunfights, he wound up beating me by a hair or occasionally by a mile. He had camo a lot of the time too, which did help, but for the most part, his time to kill was just completely rock bottom down at the floor. After a few games, he came into Twitch chat and was actually pretty cool, which was damned refreshing. And later we talked on Twitter about his loadout overall. Told him I wanted to make a video featuring that loadout on YouTube, which he was cool with. He rocks the Mechaneer's Trixleaves Hunter exotic. A really bold AF play, by the way, because remember, even though you get a 35% damage buff, that buff only kicks in when you're critically wounded, and it goes away when you get your health back. Kind of an all or nothing glass cannon type of build, and his Lonesome sidearm also came with high range and kill clip, which I wasn't really shocked by because it's a damn good roll. From our convo on Twitter, because of how kill clip and Mechaneer stack together, it allows for 260 sidearms, he's referring to the rate of fire right there, to potentially deal 102 damage on a headshot, which by the way would be a 2-tap sidearm kill in PvP, even on a max health Guardian. More impressively though is a 73 damage on a body shot, which guarantees a bare minimum 3-tap to the body. He mentions the time to kill being absurdly quick, but not knowing the exact number, guessing around a 0.54. Turns out he's actually underselling it. Here are the numbers. A 3-tap with Lonesome brings your total time to kill down to 0.46 seconds, and if you manage to get an unholy 2-tap, that'll get you a laughable 0.23 second time to kill. In addition to the Mechaneer gauntlets, Paulo ran the armor mod Surprise Attack, a plus 35% damage buff for 5 shots per stack of Charged with Light. On that note, I know that for the most part, a lot of people run with high energy fire, which I talk about a lot. High energy fire works with any gun though, but does deal only 20% extra damage, where Surprise Attack does do an extra 35. Aside from only working with sidearms, Surprise Attack does tank your intellect by 10, which is kind of a bummer until you remember that Paulo rocks top tree Night Stalker Hunter. Almost any top tree tether main will tell you that they mostly use the class for tricky camo fun and not for their super, which kinda sucks butt. Paulo is also correct, by the way, that surprise attack stacks with kill clip, giving him another method of reaching that comically stupid 0.26 time to kill. When using Lonesome, his pairing of choice is the Wave Splitter or the Cold Heart, mentioning that trace rifles are slept on and provide decent range. After a few warm-up games, I did notice that in the right situations when rocking Paulo's build, that people were getting absolutely melted by Wave Splitter. Now, if you happen to not have a Lonesome with kill clip, don't worry, because that's not even his favorite build. He broke down a variant of his build that he also used in our games together, which falls more under a tricky F with your enemy type umbrella. Rat King. From our convo, the gun and its catalyst are horribly slept on. A 0.6 second time to kill on crits is pretty nuts, but the exotic perk and catalyst are hilariously strong, and it astonishes him more that people don't use it. Invis and health regen together on a kill means you can easily deal with multiple enemy situations or get a kill and quickly get out unscathed. By the way, in my own testing of the Rat King variant, I actually decided to rock my auto-loading disruption truth teller build to be even more of a pain. And wow, did that work really well. Regarding class, again, as I mentioned, Paulo rocks Top Tree Night Stalker. From our convo, radar manipulation tools and increased movement speed allows me to zip around the map without feeling like I'm losing out on stompies, which, reminder, Bungie has hinted at an impending nerf in old TWABs. I've used Gunslinger and Arcstrider before and have some slightly more niche builds that I don't use super often but are there in case I feel like spicing things up. Top Tree Void feels synergistic with Rat King and builds into that pesky perma-invis unkillable cockroach rat vibe that I love. And he ain't wrong. When playing that Rat King variant build, I pretty much had invis up the entire time. Really quickly, I'm going to go through some key armor mods if you want to give the build a shot on your own, which I definitely recommend. On your helmet, sidearm targeting and trace rifle targeting are a must for better overall performance with each weapon. On your chest piece, we have unflinching sidearm and unflinching trace rifle for identical reasons, better gunplay with your two main weapons. On Mechaneer, sidearm dexterity is only 1 energy cost on your artifact right now, so make sure to put that on. You don't have to put it on your gauntlet armor, but surprise attack should be somewhere on your build to help you achieve that rare but epic sidearm 2-tap kill with Lonesome. On your leg armor, trace rifle scavenger is a good fit for extra laser tag ammo, but you could also roll with sidearm holster if you have room. On your cloak, I ran double utility kickstart. Paired together with 100 mobility on a hunter, you really do have the ability to go camo almost the entire goddamn game. I threw on taking charge for an extra shot at becoming charged with light in order to take advantage of surprise attack. Also, you should find room for both powerful friends and radiant light, not only for that big mobility buff to get to 100 on your hunter, but for more opportunities to get charged with light. The final thing you got to figure out on your own, by the way, is how much recovery do you want? Remember, the damage buff on your Mechaneer is only when you're wounded, meaning in theory you could have access to that damage buff for longer if you ran low recovery, but running low recovery kind of blows. The safe play would be to run high-ish recovery and just make sure that you really take advantage of those high damage windows. And there you go. Shout out to Paulo for sharing his build with me. I had a great time fighting a true specialist and Banner using something I almost never see. And I had an even better time trying out the build on my own. My final thoughts are, it is definitely really hard to achieve that insane time to kill, but if you do, it's hilariously effective. Go give it a try. Do me a favor, would you? And like today's video, and if you have an off-meta build that you think I would like, let me know down in the comment section. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.